Hello again, everybody. Bill Merrill along with Jim Birdsong greeting you from Baltimore. And the rains have subsided for the moment anyway. Field has been cleared. We're just a few minutes away now from the first pitch of this afternoon's scheduled ball game. Right now we have a delay of 43 minutes, but it should be getting underway in a couple of minutes. Pitchers, John Matlack down behind the right field bullpen area warming up, and behind the left field fence is Joe Kerrigan, a right-hander, and we see that he has completed his warm-up tosses and will be making his appearance shortly. Let's give you other scores around the league this afternoon. Boston came up with a couple of runs in the first inning and lead Minnesota 2-0, where the Red Sox now batting in the second inning. Kansas City has scored 2 against New York in the first inning. Gura against Beatty in that one, and it's 2-0 after one inning. Kansas City leading. Chicago and Milwaukee not yet underway, and all the other action will be out west on the West Coast. San Francisco 2 and St. Louis has 6, and that is now through 4 innings of play. That's the first game for doubleheader. San Diego 1, Pittsburgh 2 after 3 innings, and it's Los Angeles 1, Chicago 3, with Chicago batting in the 5th inning. New York nothing, and Cincinnati batting in the first inning. Houston and Montreal has got nothing on that, as well as Philadelphia and Atlanta. So that brings you right up to date on activity around both leagues this afternoon. And here in Baltimore, the Rangers and Orioles have played 6 games this year so far. And they've split them right down the middle, 3 games each. And now Baltimore is coming out on the field. We have given you the lineup. And Rick Dempsey does a great big hop, skip, and a jump to come out to the home plate area. And Joe Kerrigan, a 6'5", 210-pound right-hander, will be making his first ever Major League start. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is our national anthem. After 119 relief appearances, will be making his first Major League start. He was obtained along with right-hander Don Stanhouse, Montreal, and along with Gary Renicky in a deal that sent pitchers Rudy May, Randy Miller, and Brian Smith over to the Expos organization. Kerrigan was born in Philadelphia, still lives there, and he possesses a fastball, slider, and a forkball. And he indicated today that he would treat this just like a relief assignment and hopes to be able to go 6-7 innings and would not worry about the fact that he is starting. So we'll see. He has a record of 1 win and no losses for Baltimore so far this year, and this will be his 16th appearance. Has 1 win, no losses, and no saves, working 43 innings, giving up 50 hits, so pretty high hit ratio there, and 27 earned runs. Has a tendency to give up the long ball also. He has given up 8 home runs in those 43 innings, walked 26, struck out 20, so his ratio is a little high on the walk side there. But the Rangers will be looking at him with Bonds, Benicus, and Lowenstein. here in the first inning. Rangers countering with John Matlack. John has pitched exceedingly well, now has the second best earned run average in the American League with a 2.42 earned run average. Bonds making his first appearance with the Rangers last night against Baltimore this year, and he went 2 for 6 in the doubleheader and had a run batted in. Overall, Bobby's hitting at 264, 14 home runs. That's high on the ball club, and has 45 runs batted in, which is second on the ball club. Richie Zisk again setting out today's ball game, leads the club with a total of 51 RBIs. Pitch is a strike. Game time temperature 73 degrees. Here's the pitch low, and it's 1-1. And we had a 48-minute rain delay. Getting this one underway. All right, Kerrigan, a big guy, 6'5", 210. Throws just outside. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Juan Beniquez will be next. No wind at all right now. The flags are limp. Still looks quite rainy off to the left, which is west here at Memorial Stadium. Pitch outside. And that is ball 4. Nope, it is ball 3 in the umpire. As Bonds flips his bat over towards the dugout, he thought he had ball 4, but the first pitch was called a strike, and Bonds not aware of it. 3-1. Well, I thought perhaps he was a little premature, or we'd missed the called strike. Well, it was a wild one last night. 2 hours and 55 minutes to play the second game after a first ball game went 3:07. To better than 6 hours of baseball, and the Rangers drew a split. Here's the pitch. 3-1. Lost him, ball 4. So Kerrigan, as we mentioned, has had a rather high walk ratio. Starts the ball game off with a walk. Baltimore pitching last night gave up quite a few walks. For instance, in the second ball game, a total of 9. And they walked 8. Rangers did in the first ball game, and Baltimore in the first game gave up only 2 walks, and they won it. But 9 was too many to overcome in the second ball game, plus the fact the Rangers hit the ball exceedingly well with 14 base hits. Here's Beniquez hitting at 278. He's been on a tear since coming off of the disabled list. 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. He's hitting an even .500 against Baltimore this year, 12 for 24, no homers and 6 runs batted in. So Beniquez could bat against this club all year, no telling what kind of record he'd wind up with. He's up there right now, and here's the pitch from Kerrigan, low and away, and it's 1-0. He was 3 wins, 5 setbacks last year with Montreal, and a respectable 3.24 earned run average. Very humid here again this afternoon. Another move over to first base, not too much on it. Bonds gets back. Bonds, of course, threat to run anytime. He's swiped 20 and been caught on 10 occasions. He was thrown out last night. Pitch, fly ball, center field. Coming in is Carlos Lopez. He's there. Big center fielder gloves it for the out. So they got Beniquez on a fly ball to center. Now there's 1 away, and the batter will be John Lowenstein. John's 4 for 15 against his club. He had a home run against Jim Palmer in the first inning last night. Give the Rangers a run. And he had a couple of RBIs in the doubleheader. Hitting at 252, 4 homers and 16 runs batted in. Left-handed batter stands in. Toss over to first base. Bonds again gets back. So Kerrigan, 24 years of age, works and Bonds runs. Pitch is taken. The throw is low. Gets by into center field. Bonds is up. He'll go to third. So it'll be a stolen base and an error. Stolen base, an error on the catcher's throw. Rick Dempsey was low with the throw. Got by Belanger. Skipped on out. And Bonds has picked up his 21st steal of the year. So now a fly ball can get a run home. 21st steal of the year. Bonds has been caught on 1 occasion. Pitch was a ball to Lowenstein. Now the infield tightens a little bit on the left side especially. Here's the pitch. 10 for a strike at the letters, 1-1. Lowenstein backing off. He thought perhaps I was inside. Stares at the plate. 1-1 the count on John Lowenstein. Al Oliver will be next. Infield shading off to the right side. And the outfield also pretty well giving John the left field line. Pitch, breaking ball low inside, and the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 on John Lowenstein. The game just underway, getting underway some 48 minutes late. And the Rangers threatened as Bonds opened the ball game with a walk. Swiped second, went to third on a throwing error by the catcher. And Lowenstein's up there with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Pitched by Kerrigan, upside, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike just off the corner. Plate umpire this afternoon is Dale Ford. He indicates the pitch was outside. Kerrigan a little unhappy with the call. Goes to the rosin bag and now atop the mound. Gets the foot on the rubber and he works to the plate. Pitch fouled out of play and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kerrigan working rather rapidly now with Bonds over at third base. Even with the bag there is Doug DeCense. Belanger well over toward second. And the second baseman, Rich Dower, splitting the difference between first and second. And laying back at first base is Eddie Murray. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Changeup. He lost it. Ball 4. So Lowenstein draws the second walk here in the first inning. And takes station at first base. That'll bring on Al Oliver. Oliver hitting at .298.9 homers, 43 runs batted in. He's 6 for 25 against this club, .240 batting average. No homers and 3 runs batted in. And Al has a chance right now to put the Rangers on top. Runners at first and third. Here's a look in the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. And Kerrigan took something off of that one. 0-1. Oliver third on the ball club with RBIs with 43. Penfield set up a double play depth. There's a move over to first base, and Lowenstein hustles back ahead of it. John has swiped 5 bases this year and is yet to be caught. He's running. Pitch taken outside. Dempsey will not throw, and the Rangers got their second swipe here in the first inning. So Lowenstein is 6-0 in the stolen base department. And now that gives the Rangers 110 steals on the year, and they've been caught on only 42 occasions. So a base hit now could produce a couple of runs. 1 ball to count on and 1 strike on the batter Al Oliver. Hargrove will be next. Kerrigan ready, curves him, swung on, hit off of the end of the bat, foul. Count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 on designated hitter Al Oliver. Very threatening day here in Baltimore. Of course, we've had rain and delay of the ball game by the rainy skies. Starting to look that way again. Here's the pitch. Taken high by Oliver, and the count moves along to 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 men on, no score. Couple of walks. 2 stolen bases and an error. The Rangers have 2 men in scoring position. Bonds at third and Lowenstein down at second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, foul tip, blocked by the catcher Dempsey, and Oliver is out on strike. That's the second out. First strikeout by Kerrigan. That was a big one right there.
Number 21.
So he's out on strike. Al Oliver. That'll leave it up to Mike Hargrove. Hargrove 2 for 2 in the second ball game last evening after going hitless in the first contest. Mike has a batting average of .264, 5 homers, 27 runs batted in. He's 6 out of 22 for a .273 average against Baltimore. He has not picked up an RBI against this team this year, but in an excellent position right now. The pitch is in for a strike call. Whistled right through. Sundberg comes out on deck. So Joe Kerrigan working now with 2 outs. And runners at second and third. The pitch to Hargrove. Curveball bounced into the Ranger first base dugout. And Kerrigan works in front. No balls, 2 strikes. He broke a curveball in on the left-handed swinging Ranger first baseman Mike Hargrove. Mike got around on it a little bit too quickly and pulled it foul. 0-2. Hargrove out of the box and now stands back in. Well back and close to the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Drive to left field. And right there waiting on it is Mora. And he grabs it for the out. So Kerrigan gets out of trouble as Hargrove lines to left. No runs, no hits. There was an error and 2 Rangers left on. And after 1/2 inning of play, it's Texas 0, Baltimore coming to bat.
Well, I remember way back in '62, and those magic moments with Mary Lou, hanging out at the drive-in in my '57 Ford V8.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Ford's better than your Ford.
Oh, yeah? What do you got in that thing?
Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion plugs.
Oh, well, hey, listen, man, I just remembered I gotta get my ducktail trimmed, right? Tuesday!
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Pinto gets better mileage than your Pinto.
Oh, yeah? Tell me, what do you got in that thing?
Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion plugs.
Oh, wow. Hey, I got a split. I just remembered I gotta get a hair transplant, right? Hey, time's changed.
Buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion #1 in the world. #1 in your car.
Broadcast of the Texas Ranger baseball games are the property of the Texas Ranger Baseball Network. Any reproduction without the prior written consent of the Rangers Network is prohibited. Radio and television broadcasting rights of the Texas Ranger baseball games are owned and operated by the Texas Ranger Baseball Network, a division of the city of Arlington. General managers, sportscasters, engineers, and directors of these broadcasts are employed and compensated for services by the city of Arlington, Texas. And now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Texas Rangers Baseball Network.
This is WBAP 820, Fort Worth, Dallas.
George Goebel says save now on all Bemco Posture mattress sets at Salvage Furniture of Oak Cliff, Dallas, Texas.
Matlock comes on with a record of 7 wins, 8 losses, and the second-best earned run average in the league, 2.42. John has started 16 ball games, completed 9, so he has a high percentage there. And leading off against him will be Mark Belanger, hitting at 209, no homers and 8 runs batted in. Belanger 2 for 13 against Ranger pitching, 154 average, no homers and 1 run batted in there. Matlock defeated Baltimore, you may recall, 9-3 on May 12th in Arlington. Here's the first pitch by John. It's high for ball 1. He went 9 innings, giving up 11 base hits, but scattered them well. 3 runs, walked a couple, and struck out 2. And Murray hit him for a home run. Here's the pitch. There's a high drive foul. Third base side will carry back into the seats, and the count levels at 1-1. No score as we play in the last of inning number 1. Rangers and the Orioles have split 6 ball games. He'll play 11 this year. You know, alternate years, you play different ball clubs in the opposite division, even an odd number of ball games. 1-1 the count on Mark Belanger. Here's the pitch. Squares as though the bunt, pulls back and takes it for ball 2 low inside. Baltimore been drawing exceedingly well. After 36 dates, they've drawn 578,841, which is an 87,953 plus advantage over last year. Here's the pitch. Hit hard but foul. Past third. Sharply driven. Cal Ripken coaching down at third for Baltimore. And up at first base is Jim Fry. So the count of 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mark Belanger. Rich Dower will be next. Left-hander all set, and here's the pitch. Bouncing ball to Babak with third. Gets the good hop. Comes in on the grass, fires, and gets him. So Belanger, after slamming a couple of hard fouls, grounds out. The third baseman, Kurt Bavakwa, in the ball game for the 3rd consecutive game. And here's Rich Dower, the second baseman, hitting at 255. 5 homers, 23 runs batted in. He's 5 out of 19 against the Rangers. He has 1 home run against Texas for his only RBI. And hitting at a cool 263. So he's not too far off for overall performance against the Rangers. Curveball right in for a strike call. John Matlock making his 2nd appearance ever against Baltimore. Lefty all set, and here's the pitch. Changeup just missing outside. The count is 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 on the second man up for Baltimore here in the 1st inning. 1-1 delivery. Swung on, lifted in the air, and shallow left. Campaneris retreating rapidly. He's getting there. Makes the call and makes the play. So a popper off of the bat of Dower, controlled by Campanellis in short left field, and the shortstop has the out. Here's Ken Singleton.
The right fielder.
He's the right fielder and switch batter. But with the left-hander going today, he'll be batting right-handed. Last night he was up every time as the left-hander batter. Has not hit all that well against Texas this year. 285 overall, 9 homers and 38 runs batted in. And he hit his first triple since 1976 last night. Here's the pitch to Ken. Breaking ball low, 1 ball and nothing. He has a 200 batting average against Texas. 4 hits and 20 at-bats. Switch batter, hitting 266 right-handed, foul ball. Shot up on the facade of the upper deck. Right back down on the field, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Eddie Murray, the first baseman, is on deck. Outfield pinches towards center for this right-handed batter. Infield a little off to the third base side. Pitch to him, hard swing and a foul ball, comes back. And Matlack works in front, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scoreless in the last of inning number 1. Singleton coming out to adjust a batting glove on the left hand. We mentioned he had an arm operation in the elbow and quite some trouble coming back to swing at bat right-handed and also throwing. Here's a 1-2 delivery, and it's fouled out of play, and he hangs in there. Another one off at the side that shoots down into the lower deck, and a souvenir for a fan. Count riding at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Belanger open with a ground out to third base, and then Dower pops to shortstop Bert Campaneris. 1-2 delivery. Ooh, just low. And the count levels at 2-2. Matlack thought he had him. Dale Ford said, nope, a little bit too low. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Same 2 teams at it again tomorrow night. Weatherman's talking about the fact that it should clear off later today. Here's the pitch. Outside, the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Steve Comer, or Jim Umbarger, will be pitching tomorrow night for Texas. Mike Flanagan will be up for Baltimore. Then Doc Ellis goes on Tuesday, and Scott McGregor will be his opponent. Now we got quite a pitching lineup on Wednesday in Kansas City. There's a pitch swung and a miss, strike 3, and he struck him out. And the Birds go in order. Here in the first inning, no runs, no hits, and nobody left on. After 1, the score, Texas nothing, and Baltimore nothing.
The day is done.
Coming home.
It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind.
Welcome home.
So just say bud.
Say bud.
And for the king of beers, and settle back and please yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where, you know a glass of bud is like an easy chair when you're there, Budweiser.
Yeah, Budweiser. Absolutely the best way to call it a day. Any day. You know what I mean.
When you're there, Budweiser, you said it all.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Rangers are proud to announce that the names of Hall of Famer Billy Herman and Hall of Fame candidate Frank Howard has been added to the list of the baseball stars that'll be participating in the Rangers' 5th annual Old Timers game on Saturday, July 22nd. Old Timers festivities feature a team comprised of stars in the Hall of Fame and a team of Hall of Fame candidates. That'll be coming up on Saturday, 6:45. They'll be introduced. Then the Milwaukee game with the Rangers follows at 8:05. Don't forget, make your plans to be on hand for the 5th annual Old Timers game at Arlington Stadium next Saturday. Here's Sundberg. Pitch through for a strike call. Jim hitting at .311. He's 6 for 20 against this club. No homers and 4 runs batted in. Overall, has a couple of home runs and 29 runs batted in. Here's the pitch falling off of the mound at the third base side. Kerrigan delivers, and he stumbled a little bit that time and misses low and away, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Sundberg, Babakwa, and Wills. Here in the second. Pitch on the ground towards second. Dower over, fields, picks up, throws, gets him. Rich Sauer went to his right, had to go a considerable distance, made the pickup, then kind of stumbled as he came up with the ball, set himself, and delivered a strike to Murray for the out. So 4-3 if you score along with us, and that'll bring on Kurt Bavacqua, who had a good doubleheader last night. Kurt has moved his average up to 194. Started play last evening at 165, so you can see he had some damage against Baltimore. He's hitting .385 against them, 5 for 13, and he has a couple of runs batted in. 1 home run, 7 runs overall batted in, 6 doubles. Right-handed batter stands in. Pitch to him, right through for a strike call. 1 out, nobody on. Rangers have had runners as far as second and third, 2 of them in the first inning. Pitch, little tap back in front of the plate. Grabbed by the pitcher on the first for the out. So Kerrigan came off the mound, grabbed a number that was hit right over the end of the bat, and flipped over to Murray for the out. So 2 ground balls have retired the first 2 Rangers here in the second. And to the plate steps Bump Wills, hitting at .226, 5 homers, 31 runs batted in. Batting only .182 against Baltimore. Batting left as a switch batter against the right-hander, Kerrigan. Here's the pitch, bunted. Third base side's going to be trouble. Kerrigan picks up, throws, and just got him on a pat-pat play at first base. Well, Wills trying to punt and beat it out, and it was very close. Rangers go in the second. No runs, no hits. No one left. And after an inning and a half, our score, Texas nothing, Baltimore nothing.
A fresh new slice of apple pie from your good friend Chevrolet. A car that fits America the way it is today. A trim car on the outside, a big car where you sit. This is it, America, new Malibu is it.
As is our way, America. We took a good hard look at where you were heading, then sat down and invented an ideal car to get you there. Chevy's new Malibu is that car. A fresh new slice of apple pie from your good friend Chevrolet. And I'm stretching the point only slightly when I tell you, it looks good enough to eat. Malibu's a new size, correct size, mid-size car that's a real kick to drive. It's a crisp, fat-free car designed for today. Yet when you climb inside, you find even more headroom, legroom, and trunk room than in last year's Malibu. When it comes to value, America comes to Chevrolet. And I think you're going to find in the days and years ahead, a large slice of America is going to be coming to the new Malibu.
A fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevy Malibu.
Dan Dybert Travel, cooperating with the Texas Rangers Network, wants to take you out to the ball game in Kansas City or Chicago. Fly to Chicago July 28th for 3 days, or to Kansas City August 18th for 3 days. See the Rangers in action against 2 of the pennant contenders, White Sox or the Royals. Extra low price of $249 for the Chicago trip, $199 for the Kansas City trip, and that includes jet air transportation on a regularly scheduled airline, 2 nights in a first-class hotel on a double occupancy basis, and transfers from the airport to the hotel in return, and box seat tickets to the game. More about that later. Here's Murray looking at a pitch low, ball 1. Reservations are limited and will go fast, so do not delay in sending in your $25 initial deposit now or write or call 265-2236 for a detailed itinerary. Next pitch to Murray, in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Eddie hitting at .270. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 call. He has 17 home runs, 52 runs batted in. That leads the ball club. He's hitting a cool .364 against Texas. He has 1 home run. That came off John Matlack. Lee May and Morrow will follow here in the inning. Matlack taking a little bit too much time, and Murray backs out on him. Game number 88 for the Rangers. Now he's about ready to work again, and again Murray steps out. We were talking a little early. Well, they get ready again, and again Murray backs out. Time is asked for and permitted by the plate umpire, Dale Ford. On Wednesday night, Jenkins will go against Rich Gale at Kansas City. There's the ball. Slugs to left over a leaping Bavacqua down the line. Lowenstein in a hurry. He's on a muddy track. Picks up, throws, and Murray speeds to second with a double. First base hit of the ball game, and Murray doubled down the left field line. We will point out that on the track all around the ballpark, footing will be quite treacherous, especially in left field where John Lowenstein is stationed. Have a great deal of difficulty draining the water out in that area. Here's Lee May hitting at 244, 15 homers and 48 runs batted in. He has 3 home runs against Texas with 6 runs batted in. He's had only 5 hits and knocked in 6 runs against the Rangers. Right-handed batter, serving as the designated hitter, has been in a horrendous slump. Pitch to him. Hit on the ground to Campaneris at short. Up with it, Campy fires and gets him, and holding it. Second is Murray. Well, May was jammed on the pitch, came right in on the fist, and May hit it and shot it down to Campaneris on the ground, and the shortstop responded by throwing him out. Here's Andres Mora, the left fielder, hitting at 254. Or rather 260 with 5 homers, 9 runs batted in. He's seen limited action against Texas this year, only in last night's ball game. In the second one, he went 2 for 4, hitting .500. Big right-handed batter. A check of second and the pitch. Hit in the air, foul. First base side, back into the seats. Kind of a strike on Andres Mora. Always felt that he possessed great deal of power and hold high hopes for this young man to come through and be a hitter, but he's been plagued with some injuries and also had some problems maintaining a high enough batting average. Hard foul shot back to the screen, and the count goes to 2 strikes on Mora. He's been to the plate only 127 times this year and struck out 21 of those times, appearing in his 40th ball game, so he's been sharing outfield duties. He's down in the ball strike department, 2 strikes. Eddie Murray, who opened the inning with a double, is on at second base. May grounded out to short, Murray having to hold, and a 2-strike count on the left fielder Andres Mora. Here's the pitch. Hit high in the air, and it'll float out of play to the right side behind the Rangers' first base dugout. Count holds at 0-2. Rangers come on today with a record of 45 wins and 42 losses. And that is good enough for third place in the American League Western Division, 3 games behind California. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Just high, ball 1 and strike 2. The Orioles, on the other hand, are 7 games over 500 with a 48-41 record. They're 11 and a half games behind front-running Boston in the American League East. 1-2, and Matt Black has the sign, checks his runner, Murray at second. The pitch, outside, ball 2, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Doug DeCinces, who has been really hot with the bat, is on deck. Well, the Rangers picked up a couple of points in their overall team batting average last night, up to 251, about as high as it's been all year, and that was a gain of 2 points prior to last night's action. Pitch, high fly ball, deep left, but Lowenstein will have room on the grass out there, makes the grab, and his throw goes to third, and Murray plays it safe at second, holding on. So a high fly to left field has retired Mora, and that'll leave it up to Doug DeCinces. He's hitting at 254, 12 homers, and 28 runs batted in. He slugged a home run here last night. He's been quite torrid at the plate since the 1st of July. He's hit 353. Since then, 18 for 51, and has had 5 home runs, 6 doubles, and 15 runs batted in. The last 5 games, he's hit 500, 10 for 20, 3 homers, and 10 runs batted in. So he's moved that average up in the past couple of weeks from 226 to 254. Right-handed batting third baseman. Got off to a very slow start. High foul, driven out of play in the upper deck, off to the left side, and it's strike 1. Well, he was way out in front of that delivery. Now there are 2 outs. Murray still holding at second base. The only other time that Matlack has faced this ball club, he surrendered 11 base hits, but only gave up 3 runs. One of those was the Murray home run. So John did a good job of keeping them well spaced. Here's the pitch. Inside low, a throw through, and Murray will make it back. Wills coming over to take the throw from catcher Jim Sundberg. Eddie Murray had strayed a little bit too far, and Sundberg thought there might be a possibility of picking him off, and uncorked one down there. Eddie does not run all that much, only 5 attempts this year. He has been successful on 3 of those occasions to steal the base, but has been nipped twice. Count of 1-1 on DeCente. Lopez, the center fielder, will be next. Here's a check on the pitch. Curveball. Ooh, that just missed. Count of 2 balls, 1 strike. Matlack thought he might have had the low delivery. DeCente hitting .267 against Texas. Outfield, they play him just about straight away as Matlack sets himself and then rides the pitch. Change up high. Count runs out to 3-1. John has only allowed the 1 base runner, and that is Murray, who is at second base. On there with a double that he smacked into left field. Well, a wet day here in Baltimore. The weatherman says the possibility exists of still more rain to come, but maybe we can get this one in. Matlack ready with a 3-1 pitch. Here it is. Fastball over for a strike call. DeCente started to go, held up, and the ball rode over the plate. And a call, strike 2. So a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the last of inning number 2 in a scoreless affair. Matlack reading Sundberg for the sign. Murray with a sizable lead at second, and in comes the pitch. Start to go, and he's called out on strike. DeCente throws the bat away. It started at first base. So Matlack gets his second strikeout, and DeCente a little upset. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. And after 2 complete innings of play, the score, Texas nothing and Baltimore nothing.
Cook Paint Decorating Center.
I'm a painting contractor, mostly commercial. Can you help me?
You bet. We're a one-stop service center for contractors with tools, accessories, heavy-duty vinyl wall covering, floor covering, airless sprayers, paints, and everything else you need.
I get into some pretty specialized requirements.
I'm sure our contractor maintenance sales department can handle it. Give us a try.
I'll do that.
Cook Paint. Finest quality for home and industry.
When you think of Hawaii, you naturally think of Tradewind Tours. Well, this old Hawaiian company is spreading its wings. In 1978, Tradewind Tours can take you to Mexico, Japan, the Philippines, or exotic Tahiti. Now go to Europe with Tradewind Tours. That's right, Europe. We'll fly you non-stop on a Braniff International 747 with special low fares available through Tradewind Tours. Explore the world of Tradewind Tours, because Tradewind Tours is Hawaii and the world.
Mentioning earlier about the annual Old Timers game coming up Saturday, July 22nd. That'll be the 5th one, and some of the Hall of Fame players that'll be on hand for that one will be Warren Spahn, Bob Feller, Mickey Mantle, Luke Appling, Yogi Berra, and Bill Dickey. And also Billy Herman and all the Hall of Fame candidates. Willie Mays, Al Rose, Nita Slaughter, Harry Bakeen, Pee Wee Reese, Don Larson, and Frank Howard. They'll be there. So make your plans to be on hand next Saturday. Here's Campaneras taking a pitch up high for ball 1. Bird had a good night last evening, raising his average up to 220. Kerrigan, a fast worker with nobody on, delivers and misses outside, and he falls behind the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Bird has a home run and 15 runs batted in. He's hitting .333 against the Birds. Pitch driven to left field. Well hit. Going back, the left fielder, and Mora gets there to pull it down. Campaneras gave that one a good sting and sent Andreas Mora on the warning track right in front of the 378 sign for the out. Here's Bond. Bobby walked to open the ball game and swiped second, and on the attempt to throw him out, ball got away and the center field. The catcher charged with an error, and Bonds wound up at third. Pitch just high, ball 1. No score, and we're in the Ranger third. Here's the pitch. Soft curve through for a call strike. 1-1. Bonds leads the ball club with 14. Zisk has 13 home runs and Oliver 9. Pitch inside. And the count goes to 2-1. Hargrove and Wills each have 5. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Soft curve, strike 2 call. Bonds out of nosing, held up, and just a big old soft roundhouse curveball. Came right over the plate for a strike, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next delivery. Swung and a miss. Strike 3. Struck him out. Curveball got him, and that is the second strikeout registered by Joe Kerrigan. 2 down here in the third, and coming to the plate, Juan Beniquez. Fly ball to center, his only trip. Juan came on today hitting at 278. He's now 12 for 25, just under 500 against Baltimore this year. He has 6 runs batted in. He has 24 total. So a fourth of his runs batted in this year have been at the expense of Baltimore. Pitch to him, soft curve, strike called at the letters. Kerrigan dropping down and throwing that sidearm, or as they used to say, roundhouse curveball, and getting it in for the strike. Count of 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Fastball, just off the corner, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to count on Juan Beniquez. Came up to Boston back in 1971. Here's the pitch. Fastball, again, just outside. Count of 2-1. John Lowenstein would be next if Beniquez can keep it going for the Rangers. Pat Corrales down at third, and Fred Koenig up at first base for the Rangers. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Bouncing ball in the infield, charging hard, and cannot get it is Dower, and Beniquez on at first base. Picked up in center field by Carlos Lopez, and Juan Beniquez keeps his hot string alive, especially against the Baltimore club, getting the Rangers' first hit. Now he's 13 for 26 against Baltimore, 500. Here's Lowenstein, who walked and got a stolen base. His 6th of the year in the first inning. But John currently holding a 2.52 average. There's the toss over to first base. Beniquez may run. He has picked up 8 steals this year in 14 attempts. Here's the check and the pitch. Soft curve, swing and a miss. Strike 1, foul tipped and held on by the catcher Rick Dempsey. John, a left-handed batter, and drawing a throw is Beniquez. He holds a B.A. degree in anthropology from the University of California at Riverside. A bouncing ball that's grabbed by Dower out on the right field grass. Second baseman throws and just gets him. Very close play. And a good play by the second baseman Dower. No runs for the Rangers, 1 hit and a man stranded. And after 2 1/2 innings of play, still the Rangers nothing, Baltimore nothing.
When I walk up to home plate, I don't know whether I'm going to get a hit. But when I get to that plate at home, I know I've got a hit.
You're listening to Bump Wills and his wife Laverne talking about Bump's favorite subjects, baseball, breakfast, and Carl's tasty sausage.
Bump eats a large breakfast, eggs, and Carl's tasty sausage and toast. I can vouch for that because I'm always in the kitchen cooking Carl's tasty sausage.
Buy Carl's tasty sausage today.
This is little old George Goebel for the Little Oil Company, Vickers of Wichita. We've built a business with hundreds of stations selling petroleum products fast, friendly, and priced right. And after more than 60 years of hard work, we're just a little oil company. But we think nice customers like you make us a great little oil company.
Let me hear you say, gas, too fast. You better look for Vickers, look for the P, the Vickers sign. Gas, too fast.
Rangers' next special gift night features the most unique item of the year. Friday, July 21st is Sports Shorts Night, sponsored by Burger King and the Rangers. On Burger King Sports Night, all youngsters 13 and under who enter the stadium with a paid admission will receive a pair of beautiful 100% polyester sports shorts. So don't forget, that's this coming Friday, July 21st. It's Carlos Lopez, center fielder. Right-handed batter standing in, and Matt Black works him. Bouncing foul, third base side. Lopez hitting at .217, 3 homers and 12 runs batted in. He's 1 for 8 against Texas pitching this year. Saw a little action last night. So the count is 1 strike. Lopez, Dempsey, and then back to the top of the order, Belanger. Pitch, fastball low inside. Count of 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a bouncing ball just off of the third base line, grabbed by Babakwa and foul ground. Jim, we were conferring with the people down in the Metroplex yesterday about the temperature. I understand they had a temperature of 107 yesterday in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that's 14 consecutive days. But they say the record is 25, which was set way back in 1952. Well, maybe they get some cooling rains down there before the Rangers return home. Big series coming up next Friday night over the weekend with Milwaukee. All right, here's the 1-2 delivery. Lopez reaches, pumps it foul. Behind the plate off of the mask is Sundberg. He has room and makes the catch for the out. So Jim Sundberg tracks that one down on the pump foul off of the bat of Carlos Lopez for the first out. And to the plate comes Rick Dempsey. Did extremely well against Texas this year. Hitting 7 for 17 for a 412 average against the Rangers. No homers and 1 run batted in. Overall, 259 with 5 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Batting here in the third with 1 out and nobody on. Matlack's been touched for 1 base hit. Here's the pitch. Pop through with a fastball called strike. 0-1. Belanger comes out on deck. Next delivery. Over but low, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball down low, and it's 2-1. Don't forget tomorrow night, Rangers again against Baltimore, and then also on Tuesday night. Then they move over to Kansas City for a couple of ball games. You got Jenkins against Gale. Both those guys have pitched tremendous games against the opposition. There's the drive to left center field. Lowenstein racing over, gets by him all the way to the wall. And Dempsey is on his way to second. Benitez up with the ball and returns it. And Dempsey holds with a double. Well, this guy just continues to hit Ranger pitching. Got his 11th double of the year. He's now 8 for 18 against Texas. Second hit given up by Matlack. Both have been doubles. The first was given up to Eddie Murray, who led off the second inning with a double, but was stranded as Matlack got the next 3 without him being able to move up. Top of the order, Mark Belanger hit the ball to third base. His only trip today. 0-1. So another man got in scoring position. Belanger has made only 5 errors and 388 chances. That leads the league in shortstop with a .987 percentage. Gold Glove winner, number of years, right-handed batter, and here's the pitch. Just low. Right arm of Dale Ford almost, you could see him flinch, but he cut it off and did not go up with it, so it's 1 ball to nothing. Cut off the movement, not the arm. Here's a look back to second. Dancing around is Dempsey, and Matlack simply steps off the rubber to calm him down a little bit. So Dempsey with a double with 1 out. Here's a check by Matlack in the pitch. Strike called over the outside edge, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Matlack has picked up a couple of strikeouts, has not walked anyone, and given up 2 doubles. No score. Rangers have 1 base hit. That was the Benitez single up the middle. From the stretch, check of the runner back at second, and the pitch to the plate. In the air, into center field, base hit. Dempsey being waved on. Benitez with the ball, makes a hard throw to the plate, not in time. And on the throw to the plate, down to second, moves Belanger. Belanger drives a single, a liner into center field, and gives Baltimore the first run of the ball game. And now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Texas Rangers Baseball Network.
WBAP 820, Fort Worth, Dallas. When it comes to Ranger baseball coverage, the Dallas Times-Herald takes a big lead. Catch it at home tomorrow.
Rich Dower stands in. He pumped to the shortstop, Cabaneras, his only drip. And the pitch to the plate. Dower takes a good curveball for a call, strike one. One out, one on, one run in. And Baltimore leads it 1-0. Well, he got a double and then a follow-up base hit by Belanger. And he picks up his 9th RBI of the year. Mark getting only his 3rd hit against Texas all year. Here's the pitch. Hard swing and a miss by Dower. Count of 2 strikes. Dower has 5 hits and 20 at-bats against Texas. Overall, hitting at .255. Here's the look and the pitch. Popped him up. Right side of the infield. Hargrove trailing over near first base. In fair ground and makes the grab for the out. So a pop-up off of the bat of Dower retires the second man here in the inning. And now coming to the plate will be Ken Singleton, who was down on strike swinging on a foul tip back in the first inning. With 2 down, he'll be batting him right. Switch batter. Mentioning that Kansas City series, Jenkins against Rich Gale and Alexander against Leonard. So Kansas City has saved their top 2 right-handers. Gale with a record of 10-3. And Leonard has been winning here of late. He's moved his record up to 10-11. Got off to a real bad start, but has pitched well. Matter of fact, he won yesterday over New York. Singleton has an excellent on-base percentage, .414, 3rd in the American League behind Carew and Sixto Lezcano. Belanger down at second, and Matlack checks him and delivers to the plate. Strike call with a fastball over at the knees. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for Baltimore. Rangers no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Foul ball cut to the left side. Ken Singleton up there batting with a 2-strike count on him. 2 out and a man down at second. A double and a single have produced the game's only run so far here in the inning. And Matlack comes to the plate. Hit on the ground toward Cabaneras. Near second, he grabs it, flips over to first base, and that'll do it. Singleton grounding out. 1 run for Baltimore, 2 hits, no errors, they strand a man. And at the end of 3 complete innings, the score. Now, Baltimore 1, Texas nothing.
You'll get a kick out of sports when you read colorful new Sports Spectrum every Tuesday morning in the Dallas Morning News. In the midst of the action, there's always some fun brewing. On the field or in the locker room, a joker is often at work. All the smiles, all the laughter, all the good times of sports. No one gives you more of it or reports it better than Sports Spectrum. Read us every Tuesday morning, only in the Dallas Morning News. And get your kicks.
If you're riding on radial tires, you probably selected them to help promote tire life. But don't let worn shocks shorten that life. If your car needs new shocks, replace them now with new Delco Big D heavy-duty shocks. They give you 59% more shock-absorbing capacity than conventional 1-inch shocks. To help get the mileage your tires were designed to offer, get Delco Big D's at Ashby AAA Auto Parts. 3 locations serving North Dallas and Addison. Ashby AAA at Lovers Lane and Dallas North Toll Road, Forest and Preston Road, and Addison Automotive Warehouse, Addison and Beltline Road.
By the way, the need for additional help out at Arlington Stadium has increased. And there are job opportunities available in almost all areas of the stadium operation. So if you're interested in working at Arlington Stadium, why not apply in person any day And the personnel office is out at Arlington Stadium, gate number 4. Here's Oliver leading off and taking a pitch outside and high, ball 1. So Kerrigan has been given a 1-run lead to operate with. Oliver struck out his first trip, nothing out of 1. Pitch outside, ball 2, 2-0. Al came on today batting at .298. He's 6 for 26 against this club. Left-handed batter in there, and the pitch to him. Swung on, driven down third base, and it's in there for a base hit. Should be extra bases. Karams off the wall, and Oliver will steam into second base easily with a stand-up double. Oliver's 14th double of the year, so with nobody out, Rangers got the potential high run down at second base. That's only the second hit given up by Kerrigan. And Oliver took that one inside out and spun it right by third base, just fair, and then kicked off in foul ground and came off of the stadium on a bounce into left field, picked up there by the left fielder Mora, but Oliver easily made it into second base. Here's Mike Hargrove. He lined sharply to left field. Back in the first inning to retire the side. Second hit for Texas. Kerrigan works just inside, a little high for ball 1. 1-0 on Mike Hargrove. Sundberg will be next. Joe Kerrigan looks in, checks his sign, and comes to the plate. Changeup through for a strike called. 1-1. He's used that pretty effectively this afternoon, but he's in trouble right now. Well, those 68 walks that Hargrove has, that ties him for the league lead with walks. Steve Kemp of the Tigers. There's the ball hit on the ground. Second baseman Dower will make the play to first, and on over to third moves Oliver. So a soft ground ball hit to the second baseman, Rich Dower, and he flips it over to Murray for the out. So there's one gone, and here's Sundberg, who grounded out to second, and the Orioles will play the infield in. So with a 1-0 ball game, Earl Weaver must feel that John Matlack is tough, and they don't want to give up a run on a ball hit in the infield that will not give them a chance to make a play at the plate. So they pull the infield in all the way around, only about a step off of the grass. Pitch. Sundberg looks at a strike. 1 out, 1 on. Down at third base is Al Oliver. Opened the inning with a double down the left field line. Hargrove advanced him over to third base with a ground out to the right side of the infield. So Mike got his job done by getting him over in scoring position. Pitch. Bouncing ball up over the head. Ball tipped from by Belanger into center field, and Oliver scores it to tie game. Well, normally you would feel that Belanger might come up with that ball, but it took a hop and skipped right by his glove. And it'd be a base hit. And Sundberg gets his 30th RBI of the year, and the Rangers have tied it up here in the fourth inning. Rangers' third hit, first run. His third baseman, Kurt Bavacqua. So Sonny took that one right back up the middle. Kerrigan tried to flag it down. Then it appeared that Belanger would be able to do so, but the ball took a hop and went right over the top of Belanger's glove as he had it up around the midsection of the body, and he could not come up with it. So it's a base hit. The Rangers have tied it at 1 apiece. Bavacqua looks at a strike. He hit back to the mound. Nothing out of 1. Have a winner in our first run contest, and that is Mrs. Theo Stark of Burleson, Texas. Pitch over to first base, and getting back is Sundberg. So Mrs. Stark is the winner of 2 free tickets to a Ranger home game of her choice. Pitch, a strike call, 2-0 on Bavacqua. That's subject to availability. First run contest brought to you by the First National Bank of Fort Worth, where everybody knows the First is best. And Mrs. Stark will be notified by mail about her winnings. Here's the look of the pitch to the plate outside with a breaking ball. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the comeback, a right to the pitcher. Wheels, deals it to Belanger. Back to first, double play. Well, Bavacqua hit one on one hop right back to the mound. And Kerrigan wheeled, flipped it over to Belanger, and on to first baseman Murray. 1-6-3. But the Rangers got a run on 2 hits, and no one left on. And at the end of 3 1/2 innings of play, it's Texas 1, Baltimore 1.
When do you say Budweiser? Whenever the moment is right for a great beer. When do you say Budweiser? Whenever the good times are moving through right here. After the work is done, while you're still having fun, anytime's the right time to say it. When do you say Budweiser? Buzz a beer for any time at all. When do you say Budweiser? The smile on your face tells the world what you're thinking. 'Cause when you say Budweiser, the #1 beer is what you'll be drinking. After the work is done, while you're still having fun, the king of beers is waiting for your call. When you say Budweiser, you said it all.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Speaking of our first run contest winner today, if you'd like to win a couple of tickets to a Ranger home game of your choice, just send a postcard to the Ranger First Run Contest, care of the First National Bank of Fort Worth. Post Office Box 2260, Fort Worth, Texas, 76101. Our winner today, Mrs. Theo Stark of Burleson, Texas. Eddie Murray will lead it off. Murray has a double in one trip this afternoon. The Rangers have pulled even. We play in the last of inning number 4. We'll look at the other scores around the league, and Minnesota has 2, Boston 3, with Boston batting in the 6th inning. Eckersley working for Boston, and Harrison is on in relief for Minnesota. Twins trailing 3-2. There's a pitch outside, ball 1. Kansas City 3. And New York 1. That game is now through 5 innings. Otis has had a home run. Nettles has had his 16th. Foul ball, shot to the left side, and the count is 1-1. So it's a 3-1 Kansas City lead over New York after 5. Chicago nothing, and Milwaukee 3. That's after 2 innings of play, and the Brewers continue to play extremely well. Matt Black ready with a 1-1 pitch. Sidearm bounced one hop sharply to Wills at second. Grabs it on the first for the out. So Murray has been retired on a ground out to second base. And to the plate steps Lee May. Grounded out to shortstop his only trip. In the National League, San Francisco 4. And St. Louis has a total of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that ball game is through 8 innings of play. St. Louis with a 9-4 lead. Here's Lee May, right-hander batter, and the pitch from Matlack. Down low, ball 1. San Diego 2 and Pittsburgh 2, and that one is through 8 innings of play. That's the first of a doubleheader like the San Francisco-St. Louis game. Here's the 1-ball delivery to May. Taken low, ball 2. Kerrigan giving up his first run in 15 and 2/3 innings on the Sundberg single. Here's the pitch. May, a long drive, deep center field. Beniquez going back. Still on the move at the warning track. He has it just to the right of the 405-foot sign. Well, May had a long drive, deep center field. And Juan Beniquez took off with the crack of the bat, raced back on the warning track, pulled it down for out number 2. And that'll bring on Andreas Mora, the left fielder, who had a fly ball to left. Los Angeles has lost to Chicago in their first game, 3-2. New York 1, Cincinnati 9. That is now, with the Reds batting in the 5th inning, 9-1 lead they have over the Mets. Houston 1, Montreal 1 through 4 innings of play. Here's Mora, and here's the pitch up high for a ball. Philadelphia 2 and Atlanta nothing through 4 innings, and that's right up to date with the scores around the major leagues. Here's the pitch, high and outside, ball 2, and no strikes. Murray has grounded out, and May with a long drive. That sends Beniquez back to the 405 sign to pull it down for the second out, and a 2-ball strike, no strike count on Mora. Ball 3. So now Matlack behind, 3-0. He has not walked a batter, giving up the 1 run on 3 base hits. John has struck out 2. 3-ball delivery. There's a base hit to left field, and he picked on the 3-0 and shot the cripple in the left field. Lowenstein over to grab it. Returns it to the infield, and Mora has his first hit of the afternoon. Base hit number 4 for Baltimore. And here's Doug DeCinces, who struck out on a called third strike. He started off down to first base, and plate umpire Dale Ford called him out, much to his chagrin, to end the second inning with a man at second base. Lopez comes out on deck. DeCinces, starting play today, hitting at .254. Here's the look and the pitch. Breaking ball right through for a strike call, 0-1. Infield shades off to the left side, and the outfield likewise play him to pull that ball. Bonds really wide of the line in right field. Checking the pitch. Foul ball, shot back upstairs. And the count levels off, or rather goes to 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes on third baseman Doug DeCinces, up there with a chance to move a runner along as Mora has picked up a 2-out single. Matlack to the set position, a check of the runner, and he's going to go over there. But Mora, not with much lead, has no problem getting back. Here's the 2-strike delivery. DeCinces slugs a foul into the third base Baltimore dugout. Count rides at 2 strikes. In the last of inning number 4, and we're tied at 1 run apiece. St. Louis has won over San Francisco 9-4 in their first game of a doubleheader. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, left field. Should be playable for Lowenstein on the warning track. He's there and gloves it for the out. That'll do it here in the 4th inning. No runs, a hit, and a man stranded. And after 4 full innings of play, the score, Baltimore 1, Texas 1.
This is old George Goebel for Quality Vickers Motor Oils. There's Vickers all-season, detergent, and non-detergent. Take your pick to take good care of your car. Alice always reminds me to. Come home the other night, she said, "George, are you oiled again?" You bet your dipstick, Alice, with premium quality Vickers Motor Oils.
Let me hear you say, gas too fast. You better look for Vickers, look for the free. The Vickers sign, gas too fast.
Here we go into the 5th inning. Final score in, and St. Louis has won the first game over San Francisco this afternoon, 9-4. Silvio Martinez, the winner, he's 4-3, and Jim Barr takes the loss 4-7. Clark for San Francisco had a home run, 16th for the year. And Hendren for San Francisco in the 5th inning hit one with 1 on. His first of the year, 2 hours and 27-minute ball game. And the Cardinals win it over the Giants, 9-4. Here's Wills. Hit back on a bunt attempt and was tossed out. And the 2nd inning takes a strike. Bump batting left-handed against the right-hander, Joe Kerrigan. Kerrigan has given the Rangers but 3 hits, but 1 run. Squares to bunt, takes it high. Ball 1, strike 1. Wills, Campaneris, and Bonds scheduled to bat here in the 5th inning. Pitch outside. Count goes to 2-1. Wills has a 900% in his stolen base, caught stealing category. There's a smash to right field down the line. That's going to be trouble in for a base hit. Singleton will play it on the carom off of the wall, and Wills will speed into second with a stand-up double. The doubles seem to be the vogue this afternoon. Rangers have a couple, and the Orioles likewise have a couple. And the Rangers got their second in 2 innings by the leadoff batter. The other by Oliver, and he later scored the Rangers' run in the 4th. And now Wills picks up his 11th double with a smash down the right field side, and that'll bring on Bert Campaneris. Campaneris lined one hard to left field that was caught, so he's nothing out of 1. Talking about the percentage of 900, Wills has swiped 27 out of 30. Here's a pitch to Campaneris, up high, and he checks the swing, takes it for ball 1. So each ball club now with a run on 4 hits 1 error, and Baltimore's committed that. That was their 71st error of the year. The Rangers have 89 errors. Swung on a foul ball. Comes back off of the chest protector of the plate umpire, Dale Ford. Count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the order, Bobby Bonds is on deck. Well, we're in the 5th. Kerrigan figured that he'd be happy if he could go 6, 7 innings this afternoon. He's never started a ball game. A little better than 5 innings, most he's ever worked at one stretch. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Tries to bunt. Foul back by Campaneris. He was trying to push Wills over. Campy also the possibility that they might leg it out for a base hit. Now the count rides along to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball game getting underway 48 minutes late this afternoon due to rain. Jim just said he'd noticed a few umbrellas going up. But if it is raining, it's very, very light right now. Perhaps a little mist. Here's a curveball. Taken low inside. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Talking about steals, Campaneris has lifetime swiped 608. On the ground, a sharply hit ball that Belanger grabs, fires over to first base to get the man, and Wills was taking step for step with Belanger trying to get back to the bag. And Mark just came up with the ball and made the play over to first base. Wills holding on at second base. That ball was stung very well by Campaneris, but Belanger, gliding along to his left, came up with it near the bag and makes the put out. So there's 1 down, and here's Bonds, who has walked and struck out. And now stepping off of the mound, wheeling as though to throw back to second base. Joe Kerrigan, the right-handed, does not release the ball, but he was off of the rubber. From the belt, a look to Wills. He's going to run. Pitch swung on a miss. Throw goes to third. In time. Whoa, what a close play that was. Well, we'll take a look at that. The Wills trying to steal, and a rifle throw. And we'll look again and see just how close that was. Swung on by Bonds and missed. And Dempsey fired a shot down to third baseman to Sensei. And we'll see. The ball is there, and the Sensei had it. And as Wills comes in, he slides right into the tag. So he's caught stealing for only the 4th time this year. There's a pitch to Bonds up high, and the count is 1-1. Now, there are 2 men out and nobody on. 2-5, you score for the put out. Kerrigan right back, check swing, up and in, and the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Last year, Bobby hit 37 home runs with California. Here's the pitch, strike called, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drove in 103 runs, swiped 41 bases. Kerrigan playing catch, where the catcher delivers and misses low and away, and it's full count 3-2. Boy, I'll tell you, this guy takes absolutely no time when he has nobody on. Curveball ripped down the third base side, kicks off foul. So Kerrigan again will have to work to Bonds, 3-2. Well, Wills opened the inning with a double to right field. And after Campaneris grounded out, he tried to steal third. Strike 3 call. Bonds caught looking. And the Rangers are gone here in the 5th inning. No runs, a hit. Nobody left on. And we have played 4 1/2 innings with the score. Texas 1, Baltimore 1.
The sporty Chevy Monza.
When you're driving down the road and you're moving through a curve and your car's looking good, it's showing lots of nerve. It's a Monza by Chevrolet.
Whoever thought a car that looked so good and moved so well would be priced so low? Only $3,659. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price, including dealer preparation for Monza 2+2 hatchback coupe. Tax, license, destination charges, and available equipment extra. Chevy Monza, $3,659. A very stylish little number.
When you're turning lots ahead, standing up above the herd, and your car's moving smooth, start spreading the word. It's a Monza by Chevrolet.
New Chevy Monza, $3,659. For a car so sporty and so well equipped, it's priced surprisingly low.
Monza by Chevrolet.
See your local Chevrolet dealer now.
Don't forget the Rangers have a couple of promotions scheduled for their return to Arlington Stadium next weekend. Friday is sports shorts night, and each youngster 13 and under entering with a paid admission will receive a pair of athletic shorts. Saturday, July 22nd is the 5th annual Old Timers game. And the names of Billy Herman and Frank Howard have been added to the list of stars who will be participating in that 5th annual Old Timers game.
Center fielder,
Carlos Lopez leads it off here in the 5th inning for Baltimore. Lopez fouled out to catcher Jim Thunberg. He's nothing out of 1. Right-handed batter, John Matlack delivers. The curveball swung and a miss, strike 1. Lopez, Dempsey, and Belanger here in the inning. Each ball club with 4 hits. Here's the 1-strike delivery to Lopez. Check swing outside. It goes, and the count is 1-1. A ball and a strike on Lopez, center fielder, opening up for Baltimore here in the 5th frame. Well, since the 48-minute delay, no more precipitation has fallen. Off of the fifth, comebacker. Right to Matlack, he spears it for the out. Well, he jammed him high and inside, and Lopez hit the ball right down on the handle of the bat and just sent a little looper right back to Matlack. Stuck up the glove, and there it was. A little liner back to the mound. So 1 out. Here's Dempsey, who doubled and scored Baltimore's run as he was batted in by Mark Belanger, who's on deck. Right-handed batter. There's the ball hit on the ground in the hole. Campanero's over, playing him right. Glove that flips to Hargrove in time for the out. Well, Bert had him played just right that time. Still had to move a little more over toward the hole at shortstop. Came up with the wall cleanly and fired across the infield to Hargrove. And there are 2 men out here in the 5th inning. Mark Belanger. 1 out of 2, a single that produced the run that Baltimore has. His 9th RBI of the year. And the 2nd that he has picked up against Texas pitching. So he's up there right now with nobody on. And 2 men are gone. American League leaders in home runs. Jim Rice, 23. Don Baylor of California with 21. Pitched right through for a strike called. Larry Heisel picked up his 20th yesterday for Milwaukee, and Thompson has 19. High jump by Babakwa. Wheels, deals, gets him. Oh, good play by Kurt Babakwa. High bouncer right down on the line at third base. Babakwa leaped up in the air, made the grab, and tosses out. Belanger for the 3rd out. 3 in a row they go. Nothing doing at all, and we have completed 5 full innings with the score still. The Rangers won, and the Orioles won.
You weave people, fabrics, and ideas into the fashions the world is wearing season after season. It's your business. It's big business. And if you don't deliver the goods on time, nothing else counts. We understand. So at First National Bank in Dallas, when we do business with any business, we give you just what you expect from yourself. At First in Dallas, we give you results. Results. The real measure of a bet.
Maybe all you know about batteries is they're necessary to start your car. And you want one that will start and start your car. That's just what the Delco battery was made to do. So see B&H Auto Supply Garland for a quality Delco battery. The one that supplies the instant burst of power needed to start your car start after start. See B&H Auto Supply Garland about putting a Delco battery in your car today.
You can trust a Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco Freedom Battery.
When you're looking for a way to lighten your day, to brighten your day, think of flying away to the taste of yesterday, the old-fashioned flavor of fun. When the work is done, a day in the sun is a lot more fun if you try. Loading up and away to the taste of yesterday, the old-fashioned flavor of pride.
Center fielder Juan Benica starts it off 1 out of 2 this afternoon. A single back in the 3rd inning continues his hot streak against Baltimore. 13 out of 26. 500 he's hit against this ball club. And he'll be looking at Joe Kerrigan to be followed by Lowenstein and Oliver. So the Rangers have their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th batter up here in inning number 6. Ball game moving along at a good clip. Here's the pitch. Soft curve, rip foul, past third. Let's pause right now, 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Texas Rangers Baseball Network. One strike to count on Benitez. Pitch just missing. Ball one. 1-1. One ball, one strike. And in comes the pitch from Joe Kerrigan. Strike two call. Fastball over the outside edge. 1-2 on Benitez, starting it off for the Rangers in the 6th inning. Well, last night they had 2 long ones. This afternoon, this one moving very fast, scored a lot of runs. And last night's contest, curveball, reach far, tap slowly down the third base line. DeCinces charges, throws, and gets him. Close play at first base. DeCinces had to really charge that ball, and then he fired hard. His throw was high, but not so high that Murray could not stretch and pull it down. So there's one out at first base. Benitez has been retired, and here's John Lowenstein. He walked in the 1st inning and grounded out on a good play by the second baseman Rich Dower in the 3rd. Nothing out of 1. Left-handed batter takes a pitch, and it's 1-0. Kerrigan, a very fast worker, sends one in. There's a long drive. Deep center field. Back is Mora to the wall, or rather Lopez. And as he bounces into the fence, he pulls it down. So John Lowenstein, making a bid for his 2nd homer in the last couple of ball games, sends center fielder Carlos Lopez to the wall to pull it down just to the right of the 405 sign. So a deep fly to center for the 2nd out. Here's Oliver, a double, and has scored the Rangers run and has been down on strikes. Here's the pitch. Oliver looks at a strike. Minnesota has scored a run in the 7th inning and have tied Boston at 3 with Boston batting in the 7th. Next delivery, high fly right field. No problem there for Singleton as he comes on, puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as the Rangers go quietly here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And after 5 1/2, it's Texas 1, Baltimore 1.
Cook Paint Decorating Center.
I know that Cook makes house paint, but do you make other kinds of paint too?
We make finishes for most everything. For instance, Cook Paint protects bridges, storage tanks, aircraft refuelers, oil rigs, sewage treatment plants. If it needs protection from rust or corrosion, Cook makes a coating for it.
So, it's Cook for quality paints for the home.
And for industry. Look to Cook. Cook Paint.
In Arlington, for the good times in 1978, Six Flags Over Texas is more exciting than ever. Now open, the Shockwave is the longest, tallest, fastest double-loop roller coaster in the world, and it's the biggest thing ever to happen in your imagination. And just 10 minutes east is the Southwest's largest wax museum, featuring the famous and infamous in wax, as well as one of the largest antique gun collections in the United States. Only minutes from the museum, Traders Village, Disneyland, of flea markets, and more, open weekends. All this and Major League Baseball, too. For vacation fun, come to Arlington.
WBAP 820, Fort Worth, Dallas.
If you can't be in the grandstand tonight, be at the newsstand in the morning and pick up a Dallas Times-Herald Texas edition.
Park again. Kansas City may be having a little trouble in the 7th inning as they have changed pitchers against New York. After 6.5 innings with New York batting now in the 7th, Kansas City was leading by a count of 3-1, but Marty Patton, Steve Ventura, left-handers, come on to pitch for Kansas City in the 7th inning. Boston and Minnesota tied at 3 in the 7th inning. Twins tying that one up with a run in the top of the 7th. Here's Rich Dower, Kim Singleton, and Eddie Murray will be the batters that John Matlack will face in the Baltimore 6th. Dower's nothing out of 2. Pitch to the right-handed batter. Outside, ball 1. Very light mist, and some umbrellas are up throughout the crowd. This afternoon's crowd's been held down, I'm sure, by the weather. Matlack works a curveball that swung on and fouled back behind the plate, and the count is 1-1. Last night, at 22,353 for the ball game. It'll be nowhere near that this afternoon with the rain throughout the morning. And the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball. Center field. Bobby Bonds from right comes over in right center and makes the catch for the out. The Dower has been retired for the third time. And that brings on Ken Singleton, who has struck out and grounded out. Switch batter batting right today against left-hander John Matlack. A run and 4 hits for each ball club, and Baltimore has committed an error. And that's the line score on it as we play in the last of inning number 6. Singleton with 9 homers and 38 runs batted in. Their leading home run producer is Eddie Murray, 17. May has 15. Hart swing and a miss, strike 1. DeCinces with 11, and Singleton, as we mentioned, has 9. Eddie Murray will be next here in the inning. 1 down, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Hard swing and a miss. Matlack came after him with a couple of low deliveries, and Singleton unable to pick them up. So he's down the count, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes on Ken Singleton. Pitch just high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Singleton had the arm miseries. Not appeared in all their ball games. Strike 3 call. Got him looking. And he completely had him tied up that time. Ken wanted to swing but could not pull the trigger. And Matlack has picked up another strikeout. Twice he has gotten Singleton back in the first inning, again here in the 6th. And that is the 3rd strikeout registered by Matlack, the Ranger left-hander. So with 2 outs, he'll be looking at Eddie Murray, who has doubled in 2 trips. Murray is switch batter, batting right against John. And here's the pitch to him. Crack foul behind the plate, strike 1. He leads this ball club in hits with 92, runs 45, doubles 18, and homers 17, and RBIs with 52. So he's pretty much the man on offense. Well, the Yankees must be really doing something. Foul ball, and it's strike 2, as Bird has come on to pitch now in the 7th inning. But the other day, Herzog used 4 pitchers to face 4 different batters. Can't ever tell. Usually that spells an uprising by the opponent. 2 strikes the count on Murray, and the pitch to him. High pop foul. Sails out of play to the right side, and the first baseman hangs in there with a 2-strike count. Lee May would be next if Murray can keep it going. Matlack studies the sign from catcher Jim Sundberg, and the lefty goes into the wind, and the pitch just off of the corner. Ooh, that was so close. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You have to have a good eye to take that one. Light mist falling here at the ballpark. Rain delay of 48 minutes to onset. Low inside with a breaking ball. The count levels off at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 on Eddie Murray, hitting at 270 coming on. He now has 9 hits and 24 at-bats against the Rangers. So he's continuing to hit pretty well. Picked up his 19th double here this afternoon. That was a leadoff double in the 2nd inning, but then Matlack proceeded to retire May, Mora, and DeCinces with no damage at all. He's ready for the 2-2 pitch to Murray, and in it rides. He struck him out swinging. He went too far. Murray trying to recall, but could not do so. 4th strikeout by Matlack. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. And at the end of 6 complete innings, it's still the Rangers won and the Orioles won. Joe Kerrigan, a very fast worker, and he takes very few pitches between innings to warm up, and then he's ready to toss. And Mike Hargrove will be the first man that he'll be looking to. Here in the 7th inning, the Rangers stretch 7. Mike's nothing out of 2 today. Has lined to left and grounded to second. Well, a light mist falling here at the ballpark, and we're in the 7th inning. It was quite doubtful 30 minutes before game time whether or not they would be able to even play the ball game, but once they got it underway, it's been moving at a good fast clip. Neither team, of course, took batting practice or even infield practice for that matter. Here's the first pitch to Hargrove. On the ground, sharply smashed to Dower at second, drops it, picks up, throws, gets him. 1-1 pitch, 1 man gone, and Jim Sundberg, the Ranger catcher, came in today batting at .311. Had an RBI single in the 4th inning, and that's the Ranger run as he drove Oliver in from second base. Bouncing ball up the middle, picked up his 30th run, batted in. Jim now has 7 hits and 22 at-bats against Baltimore. Right-handed batter up there, none on, 1 out. Pitch, changeup outside, slow curveball. Next up will be Kurt Bavacqua. Here's the 1-ball delivery, and Sundberg looks at one just outside, and the count is 2 balls, no strikes. Jim has made only 5 errors last year, and he's made only 1 so far this year. Pitch, foul tip, cut back behind the plate. Count of 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Inning number 7. Joe Kerrigan, a reliever, never made a professional major league start before. Pitch high, and the count is 3-1. He figured if he could go 6 or 7 innings this afternoon, that would be about it for him, and he's pitched exceedingly well. Next delivery, inside corner for a strike called, and the count fills 3-2. Sundberg was drawing away, and the ball got over the inside edge. So a full count. Kerrigan has walked a couple, both of those in the 1st inning. He lost this one. Outside, he goes to Sundberg, and that's the 3rd walk he's given up. And the Rangers got the potential go-ahead run on at first base with only 1 out, and that'll bring on Kurt Bavacqua. Kurt has twice bounced back to the mound. The first time with nobody on, he was tossed out. So the second time, back in the 4th inning, hit a hot shot back to the mound, and Kerrigan promptly turned it into a double play. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and Sundberg was running, foul back. Well, Pete Rose picked up a double in ball game with Cincinnati playing this afternoon. He's extended his hit streak to 29. Got a Reds record already when he topped 27. Here's the 1-strike delivery inside. Bavacqua bends away from that one. 1-1. Bump Wills is on deck. Sundberg on at first base had a little hit and run going a moment ago, but ball was fouled back, and Bavacqua wants to take a reading again of third base coach Pat Corrales. Move over to first base, but Sundberg not far off at all. Has no problem getting back. Frank Tanana won his 13th game last night. Here's the pitch. Sundberg again runs, and here's the foul ball off to our left into the facade of the upper deck, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guidry and Flanagan also have picked up 13 wins this year. Flanagan of Baltimore is 13-6. Guidry 13-1. 1-2 the count now on Bavacqua, and here's the pitch. Overhand fastball missing, and 2 balls, 2 strikes. 29 games for Pete Rose. Sundberg down at first base set a Ranger record this year with 22 consecutive games. There's a curveball. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So now there are 2 men out. And a curveball gets Bavacqua. 4th strikeout registered by the right-hander. And to the plate will be Bump Wills. Has doubled in 2 trips. Hit back to the mound on a bunt attempt. And lined a double down the right field line. So he's up there trying to keep things going in the 7th inning for the Rangers. Campaneris would be next if Bump can get aboard. And Sundberg with 2 outs ready to run on anything. They get a little action starting down the bullpen. A left-hander and a right-hander up throwing. Up just a right-hander. Could be Stanhouse. We got in the late stages of the game. There's a move over to first base. And with a doubleheader here, Earl Weaver had his rotation fouled up a little bit. Here's a look on the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one on Bump Wills. One strike to count on Wills. Steps out of there. Looks down to third base again. Move over to first base. Again, Sundberg back ahead of it. Zist leads the runners. RBI people with the Rangers 51. Bonds is 46. Here's the pitch high. Now with 31, and Sundberg, who's on at first, has 30. All right, the pitch. Check swing foul to the stadium, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Will started to go and then tried to check it. Bat out over the plate area, and the ball struck it for strike 2. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. And the pitch. Change up, swung and a miss. He struck him out with a soft curveball. 5th strikeout. So the Rangers got a runner, but cannot move him along. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. After 6.5 innings, our score: Texas 1, Baltimore 1. A stretch inning here at Baltimore for the Orioles and their fans. John Matlack, who's come all the way today, will be looking at Lee May, Andreas Mora, and Doug DeCince. Throw goes to second. Again, we remind you about the Old Timers 5th annual game. Coming up on Saturday, July 22nd. A couple more names have been added. Billy Herman of the Hall of Fame and candidate for the Hall of Fame, Frank Howard. They'll be there. Don't forget also, Friday is Sports Shorts Night. Here's May. Nothing out of 2. He had a tremendous drive to center field the last time up. Caught by Beniquez. Pitch, strike call. Well, in 3 years with Baltimore, May has averaged 24 homers and 102 RBIs. Swings and fouls it to the left side. 1 ball, or rather 2 strikes to count on May. He sent one to the 405 sign. Beniquez caught it. Matlack up on him right now. No balls, 2 strikes. And the left-hander throws. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's 3 in a row that Matlack has put down. He got Singleton and Murray in the 6th inning, and now picks up his 5th strikeout as he cuts May down on strikes to open the 7th inning. Here's Andreas Mora, 1 for 2, a single, back in the 4th inning. Well, a right-hander and left-hander really going at it here this afternoon. 2 fine pitching performances, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Matlack just heaving a hard fastball by him. And the next delivery comes up, outside low. And that one away from the right-hander batting Mora. Stanhouse is the right-hander warming, we've been informed, and the bullpen. High popper, left side, foul ground. Bavacqua, the third baseman, waits for it. 100, and he has it for the out. Zamora has lifted a high foul fly, third base way, and Bavacqua grabs it for out number 2.
Third baseman, Doug DeCince. Doug DeCince.
Here's DeCince, has struck out and hit a fly ball to left. Nothing out of 2. Came in today batting at .254, 12 homers and 28 runs batted in. Very hot bat the month of July. Matlack works him with a curveball right over for a call, strike 1. Carlos Lopez, the center fielder, would be next. Next delivery, changeup down low. 1-1, just a straight changeup time. Matlack took a little off and delivered it low. 2 men are out. The strikeout of May and a foul fly to third baseman Bavacqua got rid of Mora here in the inning. We're in the last of the 7th. Locked at 1 run apiece. These two teams have played 6 games. Each has won 3. 2 more to go here in Baltimore, and then the Rangers will be off for Kansas City. And the pitch. High pop-up right side, foul ground, Hargrove chasing. He'll have room. Waits for it and puts it away. And down go the Orioles. That's 10 in a row. Nothing doing. And at the end of 7, our score still Texas 1, Baltimore 1.
You've had air conditioning on one car, you'll find it hard to do without it on your next car. But what's even harder is facing a long road trip in your present car with an air conditioner that's not working. When you start getting that uncomfortable, clammy feeling, come to Charles Auto Supply, 401 Lylyard, Arlington. Charles Auto Supply has a complete range of original equipment quality Delco replacement parts, available for all popular American cars. Want to get back into the cold? See Charles Auto Supply, 401 Lylyard, Arlington.
Don Stanhouse is on the pitch, and Joe Kerrigan did quite a job in his first major league start. He worked 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 5, and walked 3. Stanhouse, who has been quite a workhorse out of that bullpen for Baltimore this year, has won 2 and lost 5, making his 32nd appearance. Don also has 12 saves, 42 in the 3rd inning, 36 hits and 16 earned runs for a 3.40 earned run average. He's made 3 appearances against the Rangers and has no wins and 1 loss. And also, now let's see, picked up 1 save. So Kerrigan goes 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run earned, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So he did quite a job, and as we mentioned earlier, he said if he could get 6-7 innings, he'd be happy, and I guess Earl Weaver figured that for a reliever, 6 to 7 innings since he'd never gone more than 5 2/3 should be enough. So it's up to Stanhouse now to hold the line, and of course the right-hander is off of the hook right now as he leaves with a tie ball game 1-1. First man that Stanhouse will face will be Bert Campaneris. Campaneris has lined to left and grounded to short. Nothing out of 2. Don Stanhouse, a right-hander, came out of the Ranger organization. A hard fastball low. Minnesota 3 and Boston has 4. The Red Sox came right back with a run in the 7th inning to go ahead. 4-3, so every time Minnesota scores, Boston scores, and they've been able to maintain that 1-run lead. 4-3, they lead now with the Red Sox batting in the 8th inning. Pitch, upped him up, right side, it'll carry back into the seats. Murray trails after it, and it's well back behind the Ranger first base dugout, and the count is 1-1 strike. Campaneris been a top base stealer for a long time, for 13 straight years, as a matter of fact. He has been able to steal 24 or more bases through last year. All right, 1-1 the count. Top of the order, Bobby Bonds would be next. Well, you got quite a contrast in pitchers. Stanhouse can throw hard, and Kerrigan did not use all that many fastballs. Stanhouse misses low and away, and the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Kerrigan throwing a lot of changeup stuff, and big sweeping curveball, and he had the Rangers back on their heels a good bit of the time when they were swinging. All right, here's the 2-1 delivery. Fastball wrapped on the ground. Shortstop comes up to Belanger, wheels, deals it over to first for the out. Well, a good hop, and Belanger played it well because that ball took what should have been a bad hop on him, came up, but alertly grabbed it in the flight and tosses out Bert Campaneris for the first out. Here's Bonds. He has walked and struck out twice, nothing out of 2. Walked in the first inning, swiped the base, then went on over to third on an error, and that was leading off the ball game, but the Rangers could do nothing about it. Left him stranded. And now we're in the 8th inning and still tied at 1 run apiece. Stanhouse comes to him. There's a fly ball hit to right field. Ken Singleton has this one surveyed. Comes in about 4 or 5 strides and makes the grab for the out. Saban, first ball hitting, flies out to right field. American League leading batters, Rod Carew still pacing the attack with a 351 average. Fred Lynn of Boston, 330. Sixto Lezcano of Milwaukee with 328. Mike Cubbage of Minnesota, 323. Lou Piniella of New York, 317. Jim Rice of Boston, 314. And Cecil Cooper, 313 of Milwaukee. In 8th place is Jim Sundberg of the Rangers, 311. Ron Jackson of California, 3-9. And George Brett of Kansas City with 307. And that's the top 10 in the American League. Here's Benitez, takes a strike. Juan is 1 out of 3. A single back up the middle in the 3rd inning. Has hit a fly ball and is grounded out. Home run leader still Rice. Boston with 23 also leads the majors in RBIs with 74. Rusty Staub has 68, and Jason Thompson, also of Detroit, 61. Curveball, swing and a miss, and the count is 2 strikes on Benitez. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 8th inning. John Lowenstein would be next. The lights are on here at the ballpark. Very overcast, rainy day in Baltimore. And we're running right along in the 8th inning. Stanhouse in relief of starter Joe Kerrigan. Stanhouse reading the sign, taking too much time, and Benitez backed out on him. Again, Stanhouse takes considerable time, and the right-hander winds and delivers. Fly ball right field, down the line, twisting off. Will that be fair or foul? It'll be foul ball in the seats. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Texas Rangers Baseball Network.
This is WBAP 820, Fort Worth, Dallas. George Goebel says save now on all Bemco Posture mattress sets at Gentis Interiors, Madill, Oklahoma.
2 strikes the count on Juan Benitez, Rangers center fielder. Trying to get aboard here in the late going. Nobody on and 2 down here in the 8th. Don Stanhouse. Right-hander's all set and comes over with a fastball that's low. Ball 1. 1-2. Stanhouse, along with Kerrigan, came over in that trade we mentioned earlier from Montreal. And Don has been an effective pitcher for Baltimore. Bounced in, the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. So, Stanhouse trying to get Benitez to nibble on a pitch out of the strike zone. Last year with Montreal, Don won 10, lost 10. Had a earned run average of 3.42. And he also had 10 saves. He was with Montreal 75, 76, and 77. Was down a while to Memphis, Montreal chain, in 75. Was with Texas last in 1974. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball, deep center, well, not too deep. Now drifting back is Lopez and throws it down for the out. So Benitez sending it straight in the direction of Lopez. He had him played precisely right. And the Rangers go in order here in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, none left. And at the end of 7.5 innings, it's still the Rangers 1, the Orioles 1. Texas Rangers Network, in cooperation with Dan Diver Travel of Arlington, invites you to see the Rangers play 2 of their arch rivals on their home fields, the White Sox of Chicago and the Royals of Kansas City. They have special 3-day trips coming up for a fabulous weekend in both Chicago and Kansas City. Chicago trip Friday, July 28th through the 30th. That'll be to see 4 games at Old Comiskey Park at a cost of $249. The other to Kansas City will be August 18th to the 20th, a 3-game series for the low cost of $199. So contact Diane Dipert Travel in Arlington. First swing by Lopez, missed for a strike. That number of Dan Dipert Travel is 265-2236 in Arlington. Contact them. Full details act now as these trips should fill rapidly. All right, 1 strike on the leadoff batter here in the 8th inning for Baltimore. Center fielder Carlos Lopez, nothing out of 2. Up there with a big black bat. Pitch to him from Matt Black outside. The count is 1-1. John Matlack has come all the way on a 4-hitter so far. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lopez, Dempsey, and Belanger slated to bat against John Matlack here in the 8th inning. Still tied at 1. Baltimore got a run to 3rd. The Rangers tied in the 4th. On the ground, up through the middle, slowly hit, but Campanero's behind second field, throws, and just gets it. Nice play by Bert Campaneros. Behind second base. Shoveled the ball out of the dirt and zipped it on over to first base to retire Lopez, who does not run all that fast. Catcher Rick Dempsey, who has doubled and scored Baltimore's lone run this afternoon, 1 out of 2. Double came back in the 3rd inning. Right-handed batter who's hit extremely well against Texas this year. Pitch driven foul by 3rd, sharply hit, strike 1. And a good play with the ball boy down there who doffs these caps to the crowd. He doesn't do those things with the benefit of the glove either, Jim. 1 strike to count on Dempsey, the catcher. There's a hard swing and a miss. Strike 1. Foul tip into the mitts of catcher Jim Sundberg. Baltimore 13-4 in their last 17 ball games here at home. 2-1 delivery. Foul ball. Look out, Jim. Right below us. Man, that'll make you move a little. Count holds on, and no balls, 2 strikes. Dempsey the batter. And the top of the order, Mark Belanger on deck. Crowd coming to life here. Inside. Backs him out of there, and the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dempsey currently hitting at .261. 1 for 2 today. Matlack throwing hard, delivers and misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dempsey has 5 home runs this year and 19 runs batted in. Done most of the work behind the plate. Appearing in 71, this is 72nd ball game. Skaggs, who caught last night one of the games, appeared in 25 contest. Here's the pitch. Back up the middle, base hit, hits second base, gets on into the center field area where Beniquez controls it and delivers it back to the infield, and Skaggs 2 out of 3. Matlack had put down 11 in a row before Dempsey singled sharply into center field. 5th hit of the ball game. Here's Mark Belanger, who has singled in 3 trips. He had a fine play made on him by third baseman Kurt Babakwa to get him out of there in the 5th inning. And the attendance just announced 11,940 for this afternoon's ball game on a wet Sunday afternoon. Matlack working from the stretch, first time in quite a while, delivers one over to first base. New York 2 and Cincinnati 9. That's through 8 innings of play. Pittsburgh has won over San Diego this afternoon, 3-2. Whips in the winner, fingers as the loser. Pitch, attempted bunt, taken for a strike. Stargell had a home run, his 14th of the year, in the 2nd with 1 on. 2 hours and 43 minutes. Pirates won over the Padres 3-2. All right, Matlack working with 1 on, 1 out. And Belanger up there with a strike count on him. Left-hander will deliver another throw to Hargrove at first base, keeping Rick Dempsey close. So Dempsey has 2 of the 5 hits picked up by Baltimore. Dances off of the bag again, and Matlack again will go over there. 11,940 in attendance this afternoon. Pitch, just missing. Ball and a strike. John thought he had that one in the strike zone. Matlack consistently up around 88 and 90 miles an hour. Hard-throwing left-hander. Could have had a much better record with a few more runs. Again, a toss over to first base. Well, the Red Sox scored another run in the 8th inning and now have taken a 5-3 lead over Minnesota. with the Twins up in the 9th inning for their last call, trailing by 2 runs, 5-3. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Belanger, trying to advance the base runner. Rick Dempsey on at first base. Ranger infield set up in double play depth. The pitch changeup swung on and foul. That will carry back into the crowd, out of play. And the count now moves up to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matlack had not given up a base hit nor allowed a runner since Mora singled with 2 outs back in the 4th inning. And he gives up a 1-out single here in the 8th inning. Outfield not too deep in right and center for Belanger. Pitch swung on and just a piece of it. He fouls it back. Stay alive in the batter's box. Belanger's wheeling, looking down to third base coach Cal Ripken. Nothing much he can do right now except try to protect that plate. Dempsey, short lead off first base, and the pitch to the plate. Off the outside corner, and Matlack thought he had it. In disgust, he shakes his head a couple of times toward played umpire Dale Ford. Well, that was a sidearm delivery, and John thought he got it over the outside corner about knee-high. Count of 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that would have been a big out right there. Matlack has whiffed 5 this afternoon, 3 of them in a row. 2-2 the count, and the pitch to the plate. Bouncing ball to third. Babakwa has it skipped by him into shallow left field. Campaneris will race back and control it. And down the second moves Dempsey. A hard shot off of the bat of Belanger. Came up and kicked off the shoulder of Babakwa, and it'll be an error on Kurt Babakwa, Ranger third baseman. So now with 1 out, Baltimore has the go-ahead run on at second base with Rich Dower coming in. Dower's nothing out of 3 today, hitting at .251. He didn't have any luck in that second game last night, going 0 for 5 after picking up a couple of base hits in the first one. Well, he was 2 for 10 for the evening. He's 5 for 19 and now 22 overall against Texas. Right-handed batting second baseman up with 2 on. A base hit and an error have given the Birds life here in the last of the 8th inning. And the crowd sensing perhaps something might be beginning. Pitch, a fly ball, right center field. Benikas gets over there. He'll make the catch. Here's a tag by Dempsey, and he'll draw the throw, but he whirls and goes back in and plays it safe at second. Now there are 2 men out. Crowd figuring perhaps he might have tried, but he might have been out too. So Dower with a fly ball to center, and that'll leave it up to Ken Singleton. Had no luck at all against Matlack this afternoon. He's been down on strikes twice and grounded to shortstop once. Nothing out of 3. 1 run each, and Sundberg is out to have a couple of words with John Matlack before facing Baltimore's right fielder Ken Singleton. Batting at .281 after going 0 for 3 this afternoon. He's 4 for 23 against Texas. Right-handed batter has Dempsey down at second. Belanger is on at first base. 2 outs and a tie ball game. Last half of inning number 8. Matlack sets himself from the belt, wheels, and comes to the plate. Strike popped right through. Fastball. Eddie Murray comes out on deck. Only 309 down the lines here at Memorial Stadium, but it drops off to 360 in both straightaway right and left. Tower Alley's 378, 405 straightaway. 1 strike delivery. Strike 2 call. Fastball over the inside edge at the knees. So quickly, Matlack gets up on Singleton. No balls, 2 strikes. And as we said, Singleton has been down twice on strikes. Once he was down on the swinging third strike and called out on strikes in the 6th inning. So Matlack trying to blow up a little bit here and get out of trouble in the 8th inning. From the stretch, a check on the pitch. He struck him out swinging. Foul tip held on to, and down go the Birds. And that is the 6th strikeout by Matlack. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. And after 8 complete innings, it's Texas 1, Baltimore 1.
WBAP 820.
Jack in the box. Now you're cooking, Jack.
At some restaurants.
Metropolitan savings, making good things happen for the Metroplex.
Well, we were just informed by the press box intercom system that we should subtract 1 from the attendance today. Instead of 11,940, it's 11,939. And we don't want to mislead anyone, so we'll tell you about it. 11,939 paid to see today's ball game. And a pretty good crowd for a threatening day. Ball game delayed by 48 minutes at the onset. We're in the 9th inning and tied at 1 run apiece. Texas a run on 4 hits, 1 error. Baltimore a run on 5 hits, 1 error. And Don Stanhouse on for his second inning of relief pitcher, as he came on in the 8th to work for Joe Kerrigan, who had gone the first 7. And Stanhouse put the Rangers down in order. You'll be looking at the middle of the lineup right now. Lowenstein, Oliver, and Hargrove. John is nothing out of 2, has been on a walk. Grounded to second, a fly ball to center. He had a fly ball deep his last time up. It was hauled down by Carlos Lopez. Overhand fastball missing outside, and it's 1-0. Hitting at 248. Lowenstein up there. 4 homers and 16 runs batted in. Honked a home run off Jim Palmer last night. Pitch. Breaking ball down low, and it's 2 balls. And now the scoreboard indicating 1-1. Well, no indication from Dale Ford. Apparently they are right. We shall see as Stanhouse peers then to Rick Dempsey. Right-hander all set, and in comes the pitch. Outside and low. 2 balls, 1 strike. John Lowenstein. Al Oliver will be next. Infield really shifted over to the right side. Belanger near second. Pitch. Strike call. 2-2. Now it's 3-1, and we were right to start with. Jim, how about that? Scoreboard. Rating of wrong. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Stanhouse works 3-1. Tapped up the first base side, foul. A full count of 3 balls, 2 strikes. Second baseman Dower just about splitting the distance between first and second. Playing back near the rim of the outfield grass. Murray almost on the grass and hugging that line over at first base. Third baseman DeCinces really leaving a gap on the left side of the infield as he guards the line on the third base side. Don't want that extra base hit to start an inning. Top of the 9th, tied at 1. And a 3-2 pitch to be made by Don Stanhouse. Reads the sign, shakes one, and now accepts, and he's ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Shot foul back on the screen behind the plate area. Count rides at 3-2, so John Lowenstein, Ranger left fielder, making Stanhouse work. Single game tomorrow night. Between these same 2 teams. Rangers not quite settled as yet who will be getting the starting nod, either Steve Comer or Jim Umbarger. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He walked him high. Ball 4, and the Rangers got the potential go-ahead run on. First walk given up by Stanhouse, and the 4th by Baltimore pitching, and here's Oliver. Oliver struck out, double scored a run, and hit a fly ball to right field. So he's 1 out of 3 for the afternoon. Going tomorrow night will be Mike Flanagan. He's 13-6. Then on Tuesday night, Doc Ellis gets the call against Scott McGregor. Pat Corrales comes down the line. He's got a couple of words he wants to impart to the batter, designated hitter Al Oliver. See what Bill Hunter might have on. Lowenstein's on to open this, the 9th inning. Stanhouse Lux, first man he faces. Infield sets up in double play depth. Rangers may have Oliver trying to bunt him along. We'll find out shortly. Stanhouse reading Dempsey, and now he steps off of the rubber, and Lowenstein moves back toward the first base bag. There's the toss over there, just as the calling card. Well, Baltimore with a chance to go ahead in the 8th inning. Runners at first and second, but then fly ball but Dower, and he struck out Singleton as another throw goes over to first base. And Matlack holds the line at 1-1. Now the Rangers got their leadoff batter off. And at first base is Lowenstein. Oliver's in there, and Stanhouse taking a great deal of time between deliveries. Here's the pitch. Bunted in the air, back on the screen, foul. So Oliver trying to lay it down, bunts it foul. So the Rangers are trying to get that runner over to second base. Oliver again will go through the process of looking to third base coach Pat Corrales to find out exactly what Hunter wants to do with a one-strike count. I suspect he would still want to try to sacrifice him up. Don Stanhouse, deliberate worker with runners aboard, comes to the plate. A pitch out, nothing on. Lowenstein, who has swiped the base today, Rangers have picked up a couple, has a stolen base percentage of 1,000. He's 6-0 in that department. Texas now has swiped 110 bases, been caught on only 42 occasions. 1-1 the count on Oliver. We were gassing a little bit with Hunter that time. Here's the check and the pitch. Bunny, and back to the mound it goes. Stanhouse fields. He'll go to second, and just in time, they got the lead runner. Coming over to grab it is Belanger, the shortstop. Oliver bunted a little bit too hard, and Stanhouse, on instructions from the catcher Dempsey, wheels and fires back to Belanger for the force out. So a fielder's choice allows Oliver safety at first base. That'll bring on Mike Hargrove. Mike's nothing out of 3 this afternoon. Line to left and twice has rolled out to the second baseman. Batting at .262. Mike was 2 for 2 in last night's second ball game, after having a hit streak snapped in the first one. That is a double and a single. All right, 1 out, 1 on in the top of the 9th inning. Cincinnati 9 and New York 2. That's the final. Hume the winner, and Coble takes the loss. George Foster's hit his 19th home run of the season. Pitch. Hargrove looks at it inside. Ball 1. And Concepcion hit a home run, his 3rd of the year in the 4th inning. 33,000 plus at Cincinnati to watch the Reds beat the Mets 9-2. Pete Rose extended his hit streak to 29 consecutive ball games. 1 ball to count on Hargrove. Infield set up in double play depth. Runner at first base now is Al Oliver with 1 man down. Here's a check by Stanhouse. Takes too much time. Will come on through with the pitch as time is called. So it's no pitch. Lowenstein opened the inning with a walk. Oliver trying to advance him with a bunt. Pushed it a little bit too hard, and Stanhouse got the lead runner, Lowenstein, at second base with Belanger, the shortstop, covering. So there's 1 out, 1 on. Mike Hargrove, left-hander batting first baseman in there. Oliver is running. The ball is swung on, drill foul down the left side. So you're playing a little hit and run. The ball is slapped foul. Hargrove having to slap that one. Came in on him, and he pushed it down the left field line. 1-1 the count now. Stanhouse opposite Kerrigan, who started his first major league game. Don, a very slow worker, while Kerrigan, he would almost quick pitch you. If you'd let him, he'd stay in that batter's box. He got the ball in right back, even sometime with runners on. From the belt, a check on the pitch. Hargrove looks at a strike. Slider breaking into the left-handed batter. And now Mike is down to the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We play in the 9th inning, tied at 1 run apiece. Hargrove the batter, and Jim Thunberg will be next. Double play depth is the position that the infield for Baltimore takes. DeCinces at third, still protecting against that line. Hargrove, pretty good hitter to all fields. Here's a look at the pitch. There's one to left field, and that may drop. Will drop for a base hit along the line. Oliver speeding around second and having trouble as the left fielder. Now the brakes are put on, and Mike Hargrove goes into second with a double. Left fielder Mora having a little trouble picking it up. And Oliver was able to speed from first over to third. Hargrove comes through with a big base hit there, and the Rangers got their fifth hit, the first off Stanhouse. And now a base hit, the Rangers got a couple of runs. And the man coming on is Jim Sundberg, who has picked up a single, also has walked today. And Mike Jorgensen comes on to run for Hargrove. That means he'll be playing first base from the bottom of the inning.
Second base. Running for Mike Hargrove, number 35, Mike Jorgensen.
All right, Jorgensen down at second. And Sundberg, who has driven in the Rangers' run with a single back in the fourth inning, up there with a chance to really do some damage now. Jim started play today hitting at 311. They're going to put him on. Well, they want that possible double play. So he's going to draw the intentional walk. Second walk of the afternoon. That'll be the second walk given up by Stanhouse. This one intentional. The first has led perhaps to some grief because he walked the leadoff batter, John Lowenstein. But then he was erased on a bunt attempt, but Oliver reached first on the fielder's choice and now has been sent over to third base on a double by Hargrove. That, by the way, was Mike's 18th double of the year. And a quick check would indicate that that does lead the Rangers in two base blows. So there's the fourth ball to Sundberg, and he's down to first base, loading the bases. Jim now has 36 walks for the year. And bring on Kurt Babakla. Nothing out of three. Bounce back to the mound, hit into a double play, and has been down on strike. Kurt, a very aggressive batter up there. And now, infield sets in double play position. That's the reason for the walk to Sundberg, where you got that force play at any base. Time is asked for and granted by the pitcher Don Stanhouse, and Rick Dempsey wants to go out and have a couple of words with Stanhouse on exactly what they might do under a certain developing situation. And Bill Hunter, meanwhile, wants to talk with Kurt Babakla. Well, you got pretty good speed down at third base in Al Oliver, and Hunter wants to be sure that Babakla has what he has in mind straight as he comes out of the dugout. Normally, a third base coach may make the trek down to impart that message, but this time Hunter comes out of the dugout himself while the conflab was going on between Dempsey and Stanhouse. Well, there's no place to put Babakla right now as the bases are loaded with one out in the top of the ninth inning and a 1-1 ball game. Rangers and Orioles each have a run on 5 hits. Each have committed an error. Bases loaded right now. And Stanhouse taking considerable time. From the belt, here is the pitch. Just high, ball one with a breaking pitch. Boston has won over Minnesota 5-3. No home runs with Boston today. Unusual. Eckersley wins his 11th against 3 setbacks. Rorik Harrison takes the loss. He's 0-1. 2 hours and 59 minutes to play the ball game. Won by Boston 5-3. So they sweep the series against Minnesota. Twins, after winning 8 in a row, have now turned around and dropped. Well, they lost 2 in a row here to Baltimore and 2 up there. Here's the pitch. High, inside. Ball 2, 2-0. Action in the bullpen again. Tippy Martinez, the left-hander, is up and throwing. He worked well last night in the first game and got the win. 2 balls, no strikes on Kurt Babakla. Bump Wills is on deck. Rangers with a great chance to break open a tie and perhaps salt away another one here. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Back up the middle. Near second. Stepped on by Belanger. Throw to first. Double play. Well, they got it. Oh, me. 6-3 unassisted double play with Mark Belanger starting it. Baltimore turning their second. Big threat, but nothing developing out of it. No run. 1 hit. No errors. 2 men left on. And after 8.5 innings of play, it's still Texas 1, Baltimore 1. Well, John Matlack, seeing a golden opportunity fade away for the Rangers to get some run, comes out to work the 9th inning, still locked in a 1-1 battle. And before that first batter, Eddie Murray comes on to hit. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Texas Rangers Baseball Network.
This is WDAP 820, Fort Worth, Dallas.
When it comes to Ranger baseball coverage, the Dallas Times-Herald covers all the bases and brings it home every time.
Matlack, who has been splendid this afternoon, given up only the 1 run on 5 hits. He has struck out 6 and walked no one. So his control has been pinpoint all afternoon. He'll be looking at the middle of the order, starting off with the 4-batter, Eddie Murray, Lee May, and Andres Mora, any of which can on occasion hit that long ball. Murray leads the ball club with 17, May has 15, and Mora 5. Well, the Rangers letting a golden opportunity slip away. A walk, a double, and an intentional walk, sandwiched with 1 out. Then Stanhouse got the double play ball as Belanger grabbed it near the bag at second and fired on over to first. And that took the Rangers right out of a threatening situation in the top of the 9th inning. Here's Murray, a double in 3 trips, hitting at 270. Left, right swinger, swinging right this time, a high curve for ball 1. Eddie Murray up there with the outfield deep on him and set off to the left side. The infield back all the way around. And guarding the line at third is Labaqua. Jorgensen does stay in the ball game and plays at first base. Long drive to left. Back is Lowenstein. He'll have room on the track and makes the catch. Well, a bit by Murray. A long drive to left field. Off to the left of the 378 sign, but easily handled by John Lowenstein for out number 1. So Lee May comes on now. Kansas City hangs on and beats New York again today, 3-1. Nettles had a home run, his 16th of the year with nobody on. Otis hit his 14th for Kansas City. Here's the pitch to May. Bouncing ball in the hole left side. Cabanera stands it, falls down. Probably goes a base hit. Cabanera is racing off to the right side. Fielded the ball backhanded in the hole, but could not come up. And as he tried to right himself to throw, he went down, and Bill Ziegler is out to look to see if he might have hurt an ankle. We're going to get a pinch runner for Lee May. He's given an infield base hit. May's first hit of the afternoon. 6 given up by John Matlack. Pat Kelly comes on to run. Pinch runner here in the 9th inning. Cabanera's bouncing around on his foot to see if he'll be able to stay in the ball game, and apparently so is Bill Ziegler. The trainer heads back to the dugout. Kansas City 3-1 over New York. Gura, the winner, he's 7-2, and Beatty takes the loss. He's 2-4 with a save going to Hrabowski, his 13th of the year, and they had 45,089 at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees drop it 3-1. Here's Andres Mora, 1 out of 3 this afternoon. So Kelly is on the run for Lee May, who leads off with with a 1-out infield hit. High popper down the right side. Mike Jorgensen after it. May have room near the stands, reaches over and makes the grab. Fine play by first baseman Mike Jorgensen. Some of the fans down there may have been giving him a little trouble, but Mike reached right in among them and pulled it out of there. So Mora, first ball hitting, hits a pump foul for out number 2. Here's Doug DeCinces. Well, we're only an out away from going into extra innings. DeCinces is nothing out of 3 today, hitting at 251. Right-handed batting third baseman comes up with Carlos Lopez on deck. Pat Kelly running at first base. Baltimore with 1 run on 6 hits. The Rangers were on 5 hits. Here's a look and a move over there, and Kelly will dance back ahead of it. Kelly has swiped 6 bases this year and been caught on 5 occasions. So I don't think there's too much chance that Earl Weaver will take the bat out of DeCince's hands. Hard swing, foul tip off of the plate umpire, and it's strike one. Last of the ninth inning, tied at 1. What a pitcher's battle we've had today. Matlack has come all the way. Kerrigan started for Baltimore, went the first 7, and Stanhouse has worked the last couple of innings in relief. 1 strike to count on the batter, Doug DeCince, and now he steps out asking for time and seems to be swatting gnats or something away, and we look to the left. Looks like a big cloud building up over that way, and that's from which direction the rain comes this time of the year in Baltimore, so they tell us. 1 strike to count on the batter, third baseman Doug DeCince. Kelly leads away from first base. And the pitch. High popper, should be extra inning. Mike Jorgensen in foul ground awaits its arrival and has it. We go to extra inning. So a couple of foul balls retire the last 2 men here in the ninth inning. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, a man stranded. And after 9, the score, Texas 1 and Baltimore 1. Rangers with a golden opportunity to score the go-ahead, and as it turns out, would have been the winning run in the ninth inning, but that was not so, as Don Stanhouse, who got himself in trouble, saw to that by getting the ground ball double play. And then, after Lee May beat out an infield hit, Matlack, as usual, tough, got Mora and DeCince on pop fouls to the first baseman Jorgensen. So John has come a full 9, giving up only 1 run on 6 hits. Here's Wills, has doubled in 3 trips, left-hander against right-handed pitching, and Stanhouse, who has walked a couple, has given up 1 hit. We'll look to him, Campaneris, and then Bond. And the pitch comes down. Outside, ball 1. Joe Kerrigan, who started, worked 7 innings, allowing 1 run on 4 hits, walked 3 and struck out 5. Stanhouse, now in his 3rd inning of relief, works outside again, ball 2. He's been tagged for a double by Hargrove and walked a couple of batters. Both of those came in the 9th inning, and also the hit when the Rangers loaded the bases. All right, 2 balls to nothing on Bump Wills. And Matlack has traveled the distance, walking no one, striking out 6, allowing the 1 run on 6 hits. Just off of the corner, ball 3, 3-0. Stanhouse, a little perturbed about that last call, thought maybe he might have had it in on Wills. So Bump's up there with a 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. Strike call right down through there, and the count is 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike at the top of the 10th inning. Only 11 hits and 1 run. Or 2 runs between the ball clubs. Rangers committing their 90th error this afternoon. Neither error has figured in on the scoring. There's the ball 4, delivered low. Stanhouse walks his 3rd batter. 2 of them have been unintentional. The Rangers got a leadoff walk to Lowenstein in the 9th inning. Here's shortstop Bert Campaneris. Bert's nothing out of 3.